CM Punk did a rap on Friday Night Smackdown in Saudi Arabia tonight. So, hey guys, it's your girl Denise Salcedo, and we need to talk about this. First and foremost, for those of you who are like, hey, where are all the really cool action figures and things that Denise usually has up? Well, I am currently in Kansas City, Missouri for WrestleVerse Fest, which is part of Animeverse Fest. I'm going to be the social media correspondent doing interviews and things like that. So I haven't gotten a chance to watch all of SmackDown just yet. However, I did watch the end with CM Punk coming out dressed as John Cena and doing a rap battle now, or like a rap promo or a rap. Okay, I don't know why I keep doing this, but I'm doing the air quotations because this, my friends, was not a rap. All right, so let's talk about this. So CM Punk came out dressed as John Cena doing what do you call it, punkonomics or something, and his take on thugonomics, obviously. And here's the thing: this was a little something. All right, this was different. I was not really used to this for CM Punk, so we need to get into this. Well, before I even watched this, I saw so many mixed reactions to what had transpired. I had some people say they absolutely thought it was very funny, and then there was some people that thought that it was awful, corny, and they hated it, right? So I kind of saw the best of both worlds when it came to what people thought about this. Now, I kind of hate I had seen people's opinions before I even watched this because I kind of got something spoiled for me. Just like the entire visual of CM Punk coming out dressed as John Cena was hella freaking weird. And even when all the pictures started popping up on my feed, I tried not to look at them because I knew that I was going to watch this later. And so when this finally did occur, I kind of felt a little bit 50-50 about this. I was not necessarily in love with this whole CM Punk rap segment that he did with John Cena. And I'm going to tell you why. But before I get to why I didn't like it, I want to tell you what I did like. I like that there was an attempt to try to do something different. I don't think anybody here was expecting CM Punk, of all people, to come out dressed with like John Cena with a jersey that says CM Punk and the number 13 and the backwards hat, the whole thing, right? I would not have envisioned that at all for what was going to happen tonight on SmackDown. Then there were a couple of lines that I did like that CM Punk mentioned. So there were multiple references that he made. One of which he said that John Cena buried more people than The Undertaker, that he was a worse person than Hulk Hogan, something along those lines. Still kind of agree with that one, but hey, whatever. Let's throw it in for the promo. The line that I did like that CM Punk threw out there, because I kind of thought it was haha funny, was when he mentioned that he would also be pissed if WWE hired his ex, referring to Nikki Bella. And when it comes to like love and romance and that kind of shit, that shit's real to me. So it's like, okay, that's a pretty big deal. So that fact that he mentioned Nikki Bella in this whole thing, right? Because everybody knows that John Cena and Nikki Bella were engaged, and hey, John Cena's now a married man, and Nikki Bella is a mother, right? So they've clearly gone different directions. To see that, so to see that being mentioned again here, it was pretty funny. Took me aback. Anyways, then there was the closing line where CM Punk told John Cena that he was the Drake to his Kendrick Lamar. Now, I would have loved this line. I liked it, but I would have loved this had this been said a year ago, because Kendrick versus Drake was the real big feud for such a long time. It was all anybody was talking about was the beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. It's not necessarily something that I think we're still talking as heavily about. Maybe sure there's still some people, but not everybody. So it did feel a little dated. So it didn't necessarily feel like as something super relevant. Again, it would have been so much better a year ago. So I guess that takes me into why I didn't really like this promo. So there was a couple of reasons. One, it did come across as a little corny. I hate to say it, and I know some people love corny. If you love corny, amazing, great, lovely. I don't really love corny all the time. Sometimes I do. I think some people can really pull it off, and then some people can't. And CM Punk, I think this would have been better had this been a straightforward promo, because this wasn't a rap. CM Punk never actually rapped. Like, this was just him cutting a promo. instead of an actual rap. It was just a promo that rhymed. It wasn't like in the cadence of a rap. And so for that reason, I kind of felt like it made CM Punk look like a little bit weird doing that or attempting to do a rap when he actually wasn't rapping, right? Or even didn't even feel like he was attempting. So it was just a little bit not necessarily for me. It's not my favorite thing, especially because I know what CM Punk can do on the microphone. And you guys know I'm the biggest CM Punk fan out there. But dude, come on. Come on. I like when CM Punk's a little bit more like, oh, in your face, serious, that kind of thing. And so I think the promo would have been better had he just gone as regular old CM Punk. Now, I know some of you guys are saying, well, Denise, you just said earlier that you weren't expecting them to do this. And you're right. I was not expecting them to do this. However, this idea isn't necessarily original either. We have seen this be done already where someone came out like John Cena, did a rap like John Cena, and my friends, it was The Miz. Of all people, right? Especially after the whole debacle that happened today with CM Punk and being booed in Saudi Arabia and being basically demanded to like give some sort of apology to the people by a fan, which he did. And of course, that goes back to the tweet that he had sent to The Miz. And so, wow, it's just crazy how all of that kind of tied in together. But anyways, so like this is not an original idea. This has already been done by The Miz. And then even just like the rap battle stuff, we've seen that with John Cena. To this day, still my favorite rap battle confrontation with John Cena was when Kurt Angle did it. But anyways, unexpected for CM Punk, but not original. And also, this was CM Punk's retaliation for John Cena mocking him and trying to do his pipe bomb. So he was trying to do the same thing, but it just didn't come across the same way. With that being said, though, I do want to say that John Cena's feud with CM Punk has definitely gotten so much people talking in terms of just, the pipe bomb promo and then the visual of CM Punk. And speaking of visuals, one of the things I would have never thought to have on my bingo card would have been CM Punk dressed as John Cena, standing in a barricade, being enamored by all of the Saudi Arabia fans. Like, have you told me this, 10 years ago? I would have said, you're crazy, you're a lunatic, you're probably on drugs. That would never happen. Whatever, right? And here we are, 2025. Never say never in pro wrestling, everybody. Never say never. So, tomorrow we are going to be seeing John Cena versus CM Punk. And for the most part, at no point has my prediction for this match ever changed. I'm still expecting the winner of this to be John Cena. However, we've had a fun little ride and it's given us something to talk about. Now, if you want to make sure you go on a fun little ride yourself, I need to tell you all about how you can make money making predictions for Night of Champions with my sponsor, MyBookie. Take a look. This Saturday, WWE Night of Champions kicks off at noon, and you're betting it at MyBookie. I'm not taking no for an answer. John Cena and CM Punk one more time? A ruthless aggression era showdown built for the fans, and with the title on the line, Cena's the favorite, but history says CM Punk never plays by the book, and the value is sitting right there in the upset. With MyBookie, you don't just pick winners, you bet on entrances, finishers, betrayals, and shock returns. If you know WWE, you already know how to beat the lines. And when the ropes come down, UFC 317 takes over for the night. 2 title fights, 1 full day of action, 1 place to stack the wins. So if you want to bet on Night of Champions, head on over to mybookie.ag and sign up with the promo code Denise, and we'll back you on your first deposit. $100 gets you an extra $50, and $200 gets you a Benjamin. What you do with it is up to you. WWE UFC with MyBookie. You call the shots and cash in when it counts. Seriously, guys, do check it out, mybookie.ag. Sign up, read all about it, find out what it's all about, and best of luck if you do decide to make some predictions. But since we're on the topic of predictions, I'm going to go ahead and get into some quick Night of Champions predictions. So there are a few more matches on this card than we're used to having for the most recent PLEs. Usually we're like at 5 matches. There's a few more than that this time around, of course, because you do got the King and Queen of the Ring tournament finals taking place. But I do think this card feels pretty predictable in the sense that I feel pretty confident about my picks. So let's get to it. I mentioned, of course, for the main event, the undisputed WWE Championship, I'm expecting John Cena to retain and defeat CM Punk. When it comes to Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, I think this is Cody Rhodes' match to win so that he gets back into title contention against John Cena. Asuka versus Jade Cargill for the Queen of the Ring final. I think you guys have heard me say plenty of time that I do think Jade Cargill is taking this. She seems like she's being prepared to take on this role as queen. Oh, and I do think that Naomi will eventually cash in whenever Jade Cargill actually has her match, which I think is said to be happening at SummerSlam, the winners of King and Queen of the Ring. So I think that's kind of the direction that most of us are expecting that this goes into. However, I asked people on Instagram, and so many people are wanting Asuka to win. So I do think it's a little bit of a mix, kind of. It's just hard, right, with the women because we love them all. So I feel like everyone's just going to have a totally different fan base and people they really want to see win. But I do think story wise, it just makes more sense. The puzzle pieces fit together for a Jade Cargill win. But then again, Asuka Io, they did tease that too. It is a possibility. So if you want to rearrange the puzzle, you can also do it that way. The United States champion Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. Hey guys, I'm Jacob Fatu's AI wife. All right, I'm gonna need Jacob Fatu to win this. All right, you know what I mean? Okay, I didn't really do that well. All gas, no brakes. Jacob Fatu for the win. And then we have Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. I'm excited that Raquel's even getting a PLE match, a singles PLE match at that. That's pretty big for Raquel, so shout out to her. But this is Rhea's for the win. Come on. Oh, unless Roxanne helps out Raquel. Ooh, you know what? I take that back. I think Roxanne will help out Raquel, and I think Raquel will defeat Rhea with the help of Roxanne Perez. Sorry, I had forgotten the Roxanne element of this. And then Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. A lot of people are just happy that Karrion Kross is getting a PLE match. So that's a win within itself. I do think that he kind of needs this win far more than Sami Zayn because, again, he hasn't really been on TV. He hasn't really had a match. He hasn't really done anything. So I feel like he kind of really needs this. But part of me is also thinking, nah, Sami Zayn for the win. So that's kind of where I'm at. And those are my quick Night of Champions predictions. We're just a couple of hours away from the show. So I will be watching. However, I will be watching a little later than I normally do. But keep an eye out here on the channel for reviews. And just pretty much, I'm getting tons of content or trying to get tons of content out here in Kansas City. So keep an eye out for that as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to watch more, check out this video right here because this is the one that YouTube thinks you're specifically gonna like. Alrighty, guys, bye.